Good day. Today, I would love to speak on the topic of marriage from a Platonic point of view. I think most times people don't think that people are mature enough to have a marriage without any sex involved. I think a lot of times we think it's even greater when you get married, so that, well, sex is even greater when you get married because then you spiritually and legally have the right to have sex in America anyway. I think a lot of us don't we don't think we have enough willpower and enough strength to tell ourselves that we have the level of self-discipline necessary to get into a union of long-term union without having sex, so on a platonic level. I think there's no way we can really address temptation sexually, just isolated and staying alone. So that really does not condition and form strengthen our minds to understand how to resist temptation sexually. And though it relieves us and allows us to have funny conversations, to talk concerning people who look as if they have made poor decisions in life, still we understand, there are options. So a person doesn't necessarily have to have a terminal disease to want to have a platonic marriage. A person doesn't necessarily need to have gotten raped or misused sexually to want to have a platonic marriage. There are lots of people who exist today who have no sex at all, and they are not too elderly physically for them to have sex. Instead, it's a point of purity of mind, of their physical self, of their soul, of their spirit, of their emotion. And in order for us to demonstrate maturity, we must face the tough topics. So it's not concerning just we're keeping face, which means I'm afraid to have a conversation with you because I'm afraid of how you may react or what you might say, and concerns of what I say to you and how I say this. I'm afraid to expect to get with a partner who would not just want sexuality, who will entertain the fact that there are higher standards of living. I think a lot of times we cheat ourselves out of our full glory and our full respect, and we don't check in with ourselves and others periodically that says, I am not 12 years old. I'm not 18. I'm no longer 25. No, I'm not 33. And thus, we deserve the respect of reserving what's correct for us and what's not. And a lot of times we allow other people in our lives to influence our lives. And the way that they influence our lives suggests that we should not have what we need for ourselves in a way that suggests that it's nourishing. So if I run into a male friend of mine and I start laughing and smiling, and all of a sudden my endorphins increase, because I've stayed alone for some period of time, and all of a sudden we run into each other, and now someone else notices that I don't look as if I'm depressed or stressed out at that particular time. Would they think that I was dating that man, or that that man was flirting with me? Would they think that we had an aha moment where we actually agreed and understood in the same space and time at the same time? I think at this age, I'm noticing that a lot of my past reflects every day of my future. And since I am a mother, I know that it's very important for me to have the right to make decisions within my own life. Making a decision to have a platonic marriage, which means a marriage without sex, it's just a great compromise, sacrifice, and you understand that not everyone can accomplish that. I mean, you have people today who certainly they can't last 6 months without having sex. There's no longer the relationships that our elders enjoyed, where women would say, you know, I'm angry with him. He disrespected me. So I'll just hold off on sex. And you'll see, I'll get my way anyway. We no longer experience that today. Today people are walking around and they're suggesting that, you know, sex is not the mecca for them. The astral plane. Because if I can satisfy myself, if I can have what I want the way I want it, you know, why should marriage add up to me? The fact of your, your respect according to someone else's system. To say that, you know, someone else created what spirituality is. As a net to rear in gullible people who need guidance in their lives. And some people think that's the reason why we don't communicate as concisely and as frequently as we should. Now, what I'm gonna try is I'm gonna try to ask as many people as I can what they think concerning platonic marriage. This might work, platonic marriages might work with asexual people, and asexual people are people who just don't have the urge to have sex. And it could stem from the fact that they have not found a partner or had their partner to satisfy them. In that arena, instead they ran into a person who's very selfish sexually. And so you know, they wouldn't really get stimulated. They wouldn't get stimulated concerning sex anyway, because their partner might not want to give them a massage without that massage leading to sex. Their partner might not want to prepare dinner or, you know, pay for a date where they watch a sports game or they watch a movie or whatever, right? Without that leading to sex. Their partner might have gotten to the point where they are of arrogance and stroking their ego and saying, you my woman, you with me. So you can't deny me yourself. It's like, wait a minute. I would hope that's coming from that's stemming from a married man. And then again, would you want to spend the rest of your existence with a married man who says, I'm not tender and romantic with you. I'm not listening and respecting what your needs are when you need it. Instead, I'm going to talk about you and I'm going to make you feel small and insignificant each time.